to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And away we go in Cincinnati. This taken from the 12. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. We give to Irving to start this drive. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is simply a stay on schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
A gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
When they were in our defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. And let that pass rush get home.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Got a man, this is Evans. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue. They're throwing it. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. Tried getting it to Emeka Egbuka. So that brings up 2nd down. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is
to win it. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down. They'll go play action. That's caught. It's Cade Otton. Oh, but the fumble goes out of bounds. Ooh, close call there.
Oh, you know what, Kate? That defense right there, they thought they had a huge play until they saw that ball bouncing out of bounds. One bounce and just the other direction. They're off the field. Instead, they're on the field. They got to shake it off, though, and keep this offense from the end zone.
On the give, this is Irving. Give him 5 on that play as he gets him inside the red zone.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
This is Dowdle on 2nd down. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st down, play action. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
This is Irving on 2nd. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And Bengals with an extra DB out there now, 3rd down.
Not Stephanie! 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles!
Here he is on 3rd and short. And he finds him in the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers finish up an excellent opening series. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return starts at the 3. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he dodged the tackle. And they are all the way across midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 22. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Nowhere to go with it, so he's just going to throw this one away.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Another throw here on 2nd down. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're rolling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Oh, he missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Tampa Bay bringing the offense to the line. It's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by Irving. This is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd down, looking for options. That's pulled in by the rookie out of Oklahoma. And they've got to him just a step or 2 before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
19, Tiger, 19. Yep.
Pass play coming here. Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
They'll throw 3rd and long. Connects with him down the sideline. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
Buccaneers, 1st down. A gain of 15.
Ready, ready.
And the
Here's the give to There's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. They gain 11 on that play, and that will be a Tampa Bay first down.
Buccaneers, first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Working inside the red zone. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a 13-0 lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this gets out to the 30 before he stops. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. And not from the pistol to Cook. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Takes the 2nd down snap. Completed over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him.
First down. 1st and 10.
And before they can break the huddle, we've hit the end of our first quarter. Our score, 14-0. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. This one's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back there. Going to send him back to the drawing board now for 2nd down.
I know that you and I love, Kate, looking at plays and discussing them and all the different outlets and checkdowns, and usually there's a completion to be had, but not against this defense. Not on that one.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Offense in the hurry up here.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Dumps it off to his running back. He has the first and still going past the 35. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals start to fight back with their first points in this game. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ballgame.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Bucks to the line. 1st and 10. Irving here from the gun. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bucks, 70 Timberwolves. Trap 60, trap 60.
Slot man motioned over. Now a timeout called just as the play clock was down to 2. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
19, sorry, 19. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Completed to his running back. Racing down the left side. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. A pickup there of 39. And the Bucs have the first.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper. Shredding the slopes. Or dude shredding a defense just like that.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio, sellout crowd has arrived at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. Off we go from Cincinnati. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. They run with the Argon man. It's Bucky Irving. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Nolan Smith makes the tackle.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 8.
Buffalo 18, 19,
He'll drop to throw. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
So, on 4th down, Riley Dixon on to punt for Tampa Bay. Here's Downs to return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll run here with the rookie. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
27-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. That brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. Into the secondary, past the 40. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he'll be out of bounds, but they move it down to the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 12-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
He'll find Andre Yusibas. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? He'll look to throw. And he's in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. Touchdown number 9 for the year. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals will take a 7-0 lead. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
Ready, set.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup of 5.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
On the handoff, it's Irving. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Short throw there, pulled in by Evans. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd and 7.
Buffalo 18. Warriors 17. Ready.
They'll throw out of the gun. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by DJ Turner.
I think he chalked this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
A pickup of 15 in the air. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down. On first and 10. It's Cook. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. From the 25, here's second down and 4.
Let's go. 70, 60,
He's got it at the 7. He'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for first down, first and goal. Here's a run. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Second and goal. Hook will take this one in. Touchdown, Bengals.
So you look back a week ago, Mike, and that tough loss, and you can already see this is a much different group. There's a different focus, there's a different clarity, there's a different operation in and out of the huddle. They look sharp, motivated, and 2 drives later, they've got 2 touchdowns, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. A short one taken at the 10. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
There's to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it's going to bring up a third down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That is hard. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Going to stop this here for injury. One of the Buccaneers is down. They'll look to throw yet again. This one complete. It's Jalen McMillan.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. They knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here comes second and 4. They'll run with Irving. And he'll get the first down there. A pickup of about 5 yards.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
On to the second. Buccaneers in possession of the football. We're looking at a second down and 9 to go.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Ready.
And 9 yards to go.
Come on. Come on. Set. Hawk. 19 Lions. Tight. 19 tight.
Moving left, taking off, he'll try it, and he will score! Touchdown, Buccaneers! The defense comes up with the coverage, but they can't cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and the Bucs are on the board. It's now 14-7. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The RPO, that one is complete. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
45-yard line.
A carry here for Brown. Hey, that's about as exciting a one-yard run as you're going to see all game. Found a way to dodge that first would-be tackler, but not much after that. From the 46, here's second down and 9. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
22 yards.
That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Now, faking the give. That's into the hands of Yosivas. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
That's another Bengals.
A run up the middle with Cook. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. Good idea there to cover up at the end. He's able to use his legs and pick up 8.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Headed left, buying time, and he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's first and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Let's go now.
A give. This is Irvin. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. That'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
So they decide to be aggressive there on 3rd down, Mike. Now the question is, do they maintain that aggressive style on 4th down, or do they decide to punt? It's going to be a really interesting play call here as it brings up 4th and short.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one caught. Touchdown, Tampa. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year.
I'll tell you what, Mike, there's being aggressive on 4th down, and then there's being really aggressive on 4th down. They weren't just trying to get an inch past the sticks. They were going for broke, but hey, when you have trust in your quarterback and your downfield weapons, I don't blame them.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Let's go. 19.
On the handoff, this is Cook. Now Cook loses the football. And the Buccaneers come away with the turnover.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out of it.
That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Chris Jenkins there on the tackle. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 19, launch.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. 14 on the pickup. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
Complete to Bucky Irving. A gain of 14. And the Buccaneer first
So,
down.
2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. Hey. Cougar 19. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 79 Broncos. Let's go.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll get this into the hands of K.J. Hamler. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Buccaneers.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. On the ground, it's Irvin. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second. Talk things over before third down.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's third down.
Cowboy 80.
Back to throw. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down. It's Riley Dixon coming on now. He's on for the second time. They're trying to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. Quick throw, taken in, and he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, it's first and 10.
At the 34-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Forced out left. He'll tuck it and take off. So now the Bengals use their third and final timeout. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
That's complete. It's Yoseva. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Flush to his right. Now he'll air one out. And this will be incomplete. Andre Yosevich was the intended receiver. And it'll be second down.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Second time they've connected on this drive. 19 yards out of this one. They'll look to throw again. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball
This is the NFL on EA Sports. And this is Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. And we are underway at Paycor Stadium. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. On first down, here's Irving. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go. Jack, go.
Right back to Irving. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 12 more yards from him there, and another first down. Here's first and 10.
A gain of 12.
Hey, Chicago.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be run out of bounds. That's a good gain on first down. They pick up 7 yards. Ball on the 27. Here's second and 3. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Moving to his left. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
Got a man! It's Ibuka! Complete! They get 16 on that connection. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
That's another
Hey,
Buccaneers.
hey.
First down.
Roll. Here we go.
A gain of 16
Left.
yards.
70 Timberwolves.
And a Buccaneer first down.
Cowboy 80.
In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
They'll run it. It's Irving. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. He'll try to run for it. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
And when things haven't been going your way, like they haven't around here recently, Mike, this is exactly what you need. You're looking for a spark. So to take the opening possession of the game, march it down there, and come away with the score, all of a sudden the sideline's a lot more positive. There's a lot more good energy amongst your teammates. Is that the spark they needed to turn this thing around?
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one deep downfield for Chase. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football here at their own 38-yard line. Now, pause here. Injured player. It's Jamar Chase who's in some discomfort.
Ready, ready.
Here's Irvin. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. From the 41, here's second down and 7.
Let's go now. 60 Vikings. 60 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 60 Bearcats. 60 Bearcats.
They'll throw out of the gun. That's caught downfield by Hamler. 22 yards, the pickup there. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
A gain of 22 yards.
Now a give up the middle. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the hole, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day. You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts, but the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
Oh, a loose football. The Bengals have got it. The defense comes up with a play in the red zone. Those active hands get to the quarterback, knock it out, and they come up with the recovery.
Mike, we see this from time to time down here when an offense is operating in the red zone. The field shrinks, coverage gets a little bit tighter, quarterbacks tend to hold the ball a little too long, and that's exactly what came back to bite him right here.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's second and 4. He'll find his running back, Cook, and they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. Set to go now on first and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
Throwing now from the gun. Escaping to his left. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A huge play there for the Bengals. 31 yards.
First and 10 at the 31.
Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down. Back to the air one more time. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you got to know when to just throw the ball away and live for the next down.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Oh, man, left wide open. Good play design there. Touchdown, Bengals. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. Going to get a stoppage here. We have an injured Bengal on the field. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The RPO, that one is complete. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
That's good for a first down. A gain of 12.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Harris Evans on the scoreboard. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. On to the second. Buccaneers in possession of the football as they've got it with first and 10.
Here we go. Strike. Bronco 80.
They'll stay on the ground. Not much happening there. Just a short game.
The tackle there just shy of midfield. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Just shy of midfield. Here's second and 8. They'll go again here with Irvin. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Let's go.
And a Buccaneer
60
first down.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Ready.
Now, faking the give. And no chance to turn and go. That one's good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7. At the Bengals' 37-yard line.
Here's a second down and 7 from the 37.
18 Cardinal.
They'll look to throw. Forced to his right. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
That's over the middle and caught by Ibuka. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
Ready, ready. 19. Mustang 19. Ready, ready.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on fourth and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
Turnover on downs.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Second and 10.
Come on, come on. Set. 19. Bronco 80.
They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up third and 2.
The backfield empty here for third and 2. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete.
A little bit of a risky decision for some, Mike, but frankly, I really like it. I think the days of being aggressive on fourth down, even on your side of the field, are here to stay. And while some people say this is over-aggressive, in this case, the aggressiveness paid off, and we're going to keep this drive alive.
And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive, getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's complete left side to Tony. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a Cincinnati first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Rolling right. He's going to keep it himself. And he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 10 yards on the scramble there. And he picks up the first down.
At the 31-yard line.
They'll come up here. First and 10. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Elijah Cansey. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his first on the year.
Let's go now.
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
It's a gain of 15 yards. And
They'll throw here on third and short. He'll swing this one out to Brown. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
Liking 18. Bronco 80. Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
Cougar 19.
On third down, they go with Cook. They'll pick up 7. Nice job defensively, though, to make sure it's not more. And it sets up fourth down.
An 8-yard gain. It's fourth down.
2 minutes to play. First half,
McPherson
all
on
tied
for
at
the field
7.
goal.
We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. Fourth down, and the Bengals will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he'll be out of bounds as the first down completion nets about 3. Here's second and 6.
Second and 6.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted.
I think he's better off if he would have have just decided to throw that ball away. He had nowhere to go. He tried to go through his progression as quick as he could, but sometimes you just have to learn, Mike, at this level, learn to play the next snap. If it's not there, you don't get the perfect look, throw it away. That play didn't work. Line up, snap it, and do it again.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Back to throw. They find Brown out of the backfield. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
That's good for a Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Quick throw, taken in. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Going to get a stoppage here. We have an injured Bengal on the field. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. They'll look to throw yet again. And he's down at the 3. What a run. That is a gain of 20. What a chance now. First and goal coming up.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Will line up at the 3-yard line again. They'll try to punch it in on third and goal. Hook. And he's not going to get in. Tackled at the line. It'll bring up fourth and goal. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. The offense staying put. Fourth and goal from the 2. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on fourth and goal.
Let's go. Fix the Eagles. Fix the Eagles. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
60 bites. Let's go now. 60.
Throw it again from his own end zone. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly in his third and 10.
19. Cowboy 80.
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues.
Come on. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 7 Pirates.
From his end zone, he'll throw it on third and long. That's caught inside the 30. And he will dive into the end zone. 98 yards. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
And what a swing in momentum here as you go into the half. Here you are offensively. Not only are you losing, but you really just have a desperation, no time on the clock Let's see if we can steal some points. And you convert. Tell you what, that locker room looks a lot different now than it did a few minutes ago.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Panthers, go.
They'll start on the ground with Cook. He's inside the 40. How about that run all the way down to the 25-yard line? A big one there to start the second half. 47 yards.
Check the Eagles, check the Eagles. Check out.
They'll throw out of the gun. This is intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to have it just past their 25.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. A short one there to Otten. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. And it'll bring up second down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
From the 31, here is second and 5.
Ready, ready.
A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Dragon 60.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Emeka Egbuka, the intended receiver. And that'll set up fourth down. And it's fourth down, so here comes Riley Dixon to punt. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football.
On the jump. Drag. Check. Bounce. Ready.
On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's second and 10.
Go.
Here's a handoff to Cook, and he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
It is third and long.
19. Ready. Hut.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Oh, a teardrop throw there off his back foot. It's complete. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
And the Bengals
19,
first
Tiger,
down.
19, let's go.
On the ground, it's Brown. And the Bengals are going to be set up 1st and goal. Good running takes them down to about the 4.
That's another Bengals first down.
70 Lions.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Let's go.
On the move left. To the pylon, he's in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This one taken at the 10. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return.
At their own 48-yard line.
Let's go now.
Again, this is Irvin. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Smith. 1-yard gain. Brings up
They work just shy of midfield on 2nd and 9. Oh, he's going to be throttled up and taken down. They got him. That is Trey Hendrickson in there for a loss of 5 on the sack. And now it's 3rd down.
Come on, come on. Set. 70 Timberwolves. 60 Eagles. 60.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. That is knocked away downfield. Incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. The Buccaneers getting their punter out there. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Run with Brooks. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That is a big play for Cincinnati. 35 yards.
The biggest correlation between scoring points in the NFL is your ability to generate explosive plays. And oftentimes, the best explosive plays in the passing game happen when the quarterback is outside the pocket. And great example of it here.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play.
And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game, force the defense to come up, sell out, and take it away. And then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game. And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
Let's go now.
They'll try it now with Hook. Wolf forward. And he's going to have a Bengals 1st down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
And everyone in the stadium knew where the ball was going, and it didn't matter. And we see so often these 3rd and 4th and short situations, there's such great opportunities to generate chunk plays, Mike, because you think how many bodies are up at or near the line of scrimmage, and it's exactly the case here. Keeps the drive alive. Nice job. And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest, and while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
A carry here for Brown. And he's in! Chase Brown. Touchdown, Bengals. On is McPherson for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bengals go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This is taken in at the goal line. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 18-yard line.
They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Get this complete right side to Otten. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 20, here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Irving. And they'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
A gutsy call, but they pay it off. It's a gain of 17.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Buccaneers.
On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
2 yards to go.
Here we go.
And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, King, run. Let's go now.
Quickly to the outside and complete. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Buccaneers, first down.
Get it.
5-yard gain on the play.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Cup 19, Cup 19. Warriors, 70.
Now, faking the give, out to his right, Now he takes off. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Well done here by the quarterback, realizing quickly in his progression that there's going to be nowhere to deliver the ball, but there was some space to pick some yards up with his feet. He's able to get out of bounds, picking up some positive yardage to make it a shorter third down attempt.
Let's go. Hot 7.
Out right and catch made. That's Ibuka. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. A gain there of 16 yards. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
A gain of 16 yards. First down.
They'll motion a tight end right.
Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
Like the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
Moving outside the pocket. That one too far. Over the end line. Overthrow. It is incomplete. Here's third down and a few inches.
Panther 60.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And he will score. Game on. Cade Otton. Touchdown Buccaneers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
Here we go. Start.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss. They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. First and 10.
First and 10 at the 40-yard
Here we go.
line.
Here we go.
They'll run with Cook. Good running inside the 25. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. And even 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's first and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. Here's Cook. He'll get a yard or two to the 8. Second and goal. Here now, second down and goal.
70. Let's go now. 19.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they'll get about 4 out of this one. Run after the catch. Hard to come by down here. Here comes third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Cowboy 80. Get it.
Now they'll set up to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's fourth and goal.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Tag. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
He'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down.
Incomplete. Turnover.
Here's first and 10.
Come on. Set.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here comes second down. Now Dowdle. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
That's good for a first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Cowboy 80. 60 back, go.
They'll drop to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Ibuka. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
A gain of 23 yards.
23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. This one complete right side. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
3 yards to go.
Ready? Here we go. Bronco 80.
Throwing now from the gun. That is into the hands of McMillan. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
That's another Buccaneers first down.
Let's go now.
First and 10 at the 45-yard
18
line.
Cardinal. Panther 50. Panther 50. Ready?
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Quick throw taken in. And he'll be written out of bounds after a gain of 6.
It's a pickup of 6.
Here comes second and 4.
Traffic. Here we go. Shot. Ready?
Back to the air one more time. Little short pass here. Caught by. Oh, he doesn't put it away. And the ball's out. And it will be another turnover as this defense.
Recovered by the Bengals.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. They'll look to throw yet again. That one out wide. Dowdle. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll stick to the ground. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes second and goal. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ballgame.
70 Timberwolves. Lions. Go.
They'll throw out of the gun. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Bucs have taken a 4-point advantage. Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
On the return, the Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Okay, break.
They'll come up for first and 10. Here we go. One final play. Going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So, a win here for the visiting Bucs. They're able to erase the memories from a week.